The next tool we're going to be using for our product research is, of course, Etsy Marketplace. And I love using Etsy, not only because this is where I'm going to be selling and I want to see what's out there, but also because, as I showed you during the Etsy platform overview, is Etsy is constantly selecting new products to make suggestions. So I always start my research going through the home page and seeing what kinds of suggestions Etsy has for you, the Etsy editor's picks. So right now, for example, popular gifts, I love looking through the gift options because that's a mix of all different types of products. And as we've already talked about, Etsy customers love shopping on Etsy for gifts. And I not only love those types of products, but it also goes really well with my branding and niche, which is party planning products. So I would definitely start by the popular gift. And I always like scrolling down and looking at the hand-picked items because here I can browse based on different categories. And as I said, they're constantly changing this, I believe every single week, but I always love coming here to get more and more product ideas. So for me, I'm actually really curious to see what's in the wedding planning because one of the keywords that I'm trying to focus on for my next product is going to be bachelorette party games or bridal shower games, something like that. So I want to stay within the wedding type of party category. And the first thing that jumps at me is this collection of stationery cards that all have the same style. So I can definitely see the appeal to where a bride or someone organizing their wedding would have to have all of the different cards that they would want throughout the wedding events having that same style. So I'm definitely going to keep that in mind. And then I'm going to come back up because another way that I love using Etsy for my product research is through their categories. I think Etsy does a wonderful job categorizing their products. And the first one that I'd probably be interested in looking would be wedding and party. So because I want to stay in that digital downloads kind of categories, I'm going to open party invitations and papers, all of invitations and papers, but I'm going to open that in a new tab because another way that I like using Etsy for product research is by using the search bar. So if you click here and you type just one word, for example, wedding, don't click enter or anything. Just pay attention to the suggestions that Etsy is going to give you because those suggestions are going to be based on demand. And obviously, we want to develop products that are in high demand. So wedding dress, wedding gifts, cake topper, favors, invitations, signs. So already great ideas. And what you can do is start adding more and more words to see the more specific suggestions that Etsy might have for you. So for example, I'm going to do maybe wedding shower and see what shows up. So wedding shower games is the top result, which is very validating for me because as we saw, it's already a wonderful trend and it's in my niche. So I'm definitely going to be looking at wedding shower games. And other ideas would be maybe invitation template or wedding shower sign. So all of these different product ideas based on these keywords, I would be writing them down. And now actually, I want to show you also one of my favorite places to look for product ideas is right here, this very last category, which is gifts and gift cards. So here, if I click, you will see, as I've already shown you guys on our Etsy overview, you are going to get all types of short lists and recommendations based on the person receiving the gift or based on occasions. So the first thing I want to check is the best seller list as well as the top rated products. So if I scroll down here, I can see personalized necklaces is on the best sellers for gifts, custom pet portraits, let me see. None of these seem to be fitting with my product niche. So let's see, top rated gifts. Okay, so for this week's picks for the top rated gifts, none of them seem to fit within the product ideas that I already have. But if you are very open to the types of products that you want to be offering, I would highly recommend coming here and looking at the top rated gift because that tells you that customers who have bought these products are extremely happy with it. So that's a wonderful way not only to get product ideas, but to analyze what these competitors are doing well and how you can implement that into your product development. So I'm going to scroll up and I actually want to take a look at engagement and wedding gifts. So even though I know that the majority of products in these results are going to be physical products, which is not the type of product that I right now want to go through with, I want to take a look at the different designs and the styles that are being used that I could apply that to the product that I will develop, the digital downloads that I want to do. And then I'm going to go back to the other tab that I had open, which is all things wedding paper and invitations. And I'm just going to take a quick look at this right away to see what Etsy has selected to show up first. So it looks like calendars and planners could be a great idea. So I'm going to open that in a new tab. Ooh, so table number cards could be a great idea as well, especially if I offer the option for them to edit the templates. So I'm definitely going to be opening that to analyze and then write it down, which I highly encourage you to do, especially if you're not using a tool such as Marmalade, where you can easily go and save a keyword or an idea to a list. I would highly recommend that you keep a list of your product ideas. So even if you're not going to do that right away, but a way to expand your product line and always being able to refer back to that list. So I'm definitely going to be adding table number cards to my product ideas. And okay, now I want to get very specific with the idea that I already had. So I'm just going to search here for bridal shower game cards, maybe. Let's try to be more specific so I get very specific results. So obviously I see that there's a mix of physical products and digital templates. So I'm just going to add download here so I can get very specific. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't go through the physical products and get product ideas from those as well. So the first thing I noticed is a lot of leaves and flowers, which shows me that there's a demand for that, especially within the elegant and minimalist style, which is a part of my branding style. But maybe I want to do a twist on that because there's already so many options using leaves and the greenery and flowers as well. So I'm going to keep that in mind when I'm developing my own product. So one thing that I loved already is this option of virtual game. So I'm definitely going to be looking into that, especially right now with the pandemic. pandemic. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, there's no more pandemic. But right now there's a lot of virtual parties going on. So I definitely want to invest in that type of idea. So I love this. Another way that I love doing product research is specifically in order to increase my product line. So what I love doing is actually searching through the top competitors of a product that I already sell or within the same niche of products that I sell. And then once I open one of their listings, I can go to their shop storefront and then look through the other products that they offer. Because most likely, if they're successful with one of the products, they have developed other successful products as well. So the first thing that I do is look through the categories that they've been selling in, and then start searching through the categories that interest me. So for example, right now, I'm not really interested in starting to offer printables for baby shower or the baby category. So I would stick with wedding events. So bridal shower games, let's see what else. Save the dates, sign. So if I start saying, for example, save the dates, I can get more ideas of printables that I can create or physical products that I could create in order to expand my product line. So yes, I hope this was helpful. I'm so excited with my product ideas. And with the next tools, I'm going to be using different types of examples, not only just my type of branding niche, so you guys can get a broader idea on how you would do, especially if you're doing a different kind of product type. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the next tool. This next product research tool is one of my favorites. Pinterest is such an incredible tool, and it's so underutilized. We have used Pinterest for all of our business, our e-commerce business on Amazon, on Etsy, and other sales channels, as well as our travel brand. And we've seen wonderful results in using Pinterest not only for product research, design ideas, product development, keyword research, but also as an advertising tool. And we've seen such wonderful results that we actually created a masterclass here on Skillshare that you can have access to as well. So I'll be sure to leave the link in the resources below. But in that class, we teach all about Pinterest from beginner to advanced, how to create pins, how to bring loads of traffic to your website or your Etsy shop, and lots of different strategies for your business success. But today I'm going to show you guys my favorite ways to use this tool for product research. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first thing that you're going to do is sign up for a Pinterest account. And I would actually encourage you to go ahead and sign up for a business account, because this way you can actually have a presence on Pinterest as a brand, and you'll be able to use Pinterest the same way for product research. And as a matter of fact, you have access to unique features that could be really helpful to you as well, including the product research phase. So if you're interested, just click on business, and then here you can sign up for your business account. I already have an account and I'm already logged in, so let me get to it. Okay, once you log into your account, you're going to be brought here to the home feed. And if you're not brought here, you can just come here and click on home feed. And then the first way that I like using this tool for product research is by using the search bar as well. So first, we can search what's popular on Pinterest and follow all of those steps to see what's trending. And Pinterest is also going to start suggesting things specifically based on your recent searches. So if this is a brand new account, you might not be seeing this, but if you've searched something before, you might start getting But if you've searched something before, you start getting ideas based on those searches. And then if you start searching things about your product niche, then you could get some straightforward good ideas that are popular on Pinterest all about your product niche. So the way that we're going to use the search bar is very similar to how we did it using the Etsy search bar. Just start by writing one word. So for this example, I'm going to be focusing on jewelry. So just type one word and do not press enter. Here you're going to see some suggestions. So first of all, if you see this little tag here, it's because Pinterest is going to show you some shoppable pins, some shoppable results, so actual products that people can buy. So that can be extremely helpful as we develop our own products to see what's already working, what kind of products is already out there. But before we get there, let's analyze some of these keywords, see if we want to write down some of these ideas. If you don't really know what kind of jewelry you want to offer, you can start with this broad keyword, just jewelry. Or if you know you want to do gold jewelry, for example, you can just add here as an extra word and see what other suggestions Pinterest gives you. So gold jewelry sets, you can see that this is the top result. So a lot of people are searching for a whole set inside of just one piece of jewelry, like a bracelet or a necklace. So that's a wonderful product inside that you can start developing. Also, Indian, that's very interesting that a lot of people are interested in that specific niche. This could be a wonderful idea for you because, as I said, the more specific you get, the easier it is for you to focus on that niche, for you to develop the best product possible, and for you to market to that specific audience. So let's say you were interested in this type of niche. You can go ahead and click, and then Pinterest is going to show you results in two ways. First is going to be the Explore tab, and there's also going to be the Shop tab. The Explore tab is going to have pins of all different kinds. Those could be product pins that you can actually click and buy. Those could be blog posts or just beautiful photos. And I would highly recommend that you go through this Explore tab because you can find wonderful content not only to help you get new product ideas, but to also help you develop those products. So for example, let's say you find a blog post on the trendiest type of Indian gold jewelry, or you find a blog post on how to best take care of your jewelry, or another blog post on how to create them, and that can even help you develop your product. So the Explore tab is very, very helpful for that, and you can just keep scrolling, and Pinterest is going to keep showing you different results. So it's endless. And what you can do as well is go to Shop. And when you go to the Shop tab, you're going to see only pins that people can buy. So those are real products, and that can be a wonderful source of product ideas and product developed for you. And then you can start analyzing the price, how your competitors are doing that, even if you're selling in different platforms, not just on Etsy. Sometimes you can find a really best-selling product that is being offered on a different platform that does not exist on Etsy, and you can be the first one to offer that product within Etsy. And now I want to show you the other way that I like using Pinterest for product research. So if you do have your business account, as I recommended, you can come here to Analytics and then click on Trends. And this is going to be similar to Google Trends, as I'm going to be showing you soon in a future video. But before we search for anything, I like coming down here and seeing this week's top trends. And this is actually where Marmalade app gets the trends from, as we've already mentioned. So if you don't want to use the Marmalade app, you can always come here to Pinterest, and it's completely free. So you can just browse through all of these different options, paying attention to the exact terms that people are actually using to search for these ideas. So you can browse through these. You can also come here and see based on categories, so fashion, food, beauty, home decor. And then how I actually love using this tool is actually through the search bar here. So the first thing you would do is to select a marketplace, and right now Pinterest only offers it to US, UK, and Canada. I'm sure they're going to be adding new marketplaces soon, but right now if you're located somewhere else and you still want to search for one of these marketplaces, but you cannot find this feature on your analytics tab, what you can do is actually use a VPN. And by using a VPN, you can select one of these countries, and then you're going to have access to this feature as well once you log into Pinterest. If you guys are interested, I'll be sure to leave a link to a VPN service that we use below in the resources. So the first thing that you can do is actually type something that relates to the product that you're thinking about selling or relates to your niche. For this, I'm going to be searching for mugs. So what you can do is just type in the word and do not press enter yet. And that is because sometimes Pinterest does not have data on the specific keyword that you chose. For example, if I wanted something very specific like adventure mugs, I could type in here, but if I press enter, Pinterest will tell me that they don't have enough data for that keyword yet. They're constantly adding analytics for new keywords. So that's why I said that once you type in your keyword, don't press enter and then choose one of the options that Pinterest suggests. So right now I'm going to put funny coffee mugs. And then I can quickly see the demand over time. And as you can see, there was a huge spike during Christmas time. So maybe a lot of people are buying these as Christmas presents. So that's something that I can already keep in mind, especially taking into account the timing that I'm going to be developing this product. I definitely want to make sure that I have it ready before Christmas because I could have a really high spike in sales during that time. And then what you can also do is scroll down and see some popular pins related to that keyword. So here you can get some wonderful specific product ideas. For example, a popular pin is this one. I have a spreadsheet for that. And maybe that already gives you an idea of a very specific niche that you can narrow down when you're creating mugs. So maybe it's some sort of home office or mugs for entrepreneurs or mugs for geeks or whatever it is. So this is already a wonderful way to get product ideas. And what you can also do with this feature is actually compare different terms that people are searching. So you could either select one of these related terms here, or you can come back to the search bar, and I want to put mugs again to see some of the suggestions. So, for example, I want to compare funny coffee mugs to Christmas mugs. And as you can expect, Christmas mugs has a lower demand throughout most of the year, but it starts really spiking up and getting way over funny coffee mugs during the holiday time. So this could be a strategy for you. Maybe throughout most of the year, you invest in developing funny coffee mugs, but you make sure that right before Christmas, right before the holidays, so maybe around September, you start launching some specific Christmas mugs. So make sure to write down the product idea so you don't forget. Let's say that right now it's March, and it's still some time until you want to start offering that type of mug. Make sure you write down that idea so you don't forget, and you can always refer back to your list. So this is how I love using Pinterest for product research. There are a lot of different ways that you can use this tool. As I said, we love Pinterest, and I'm sure you're going to be able to find awesome ideas for your Etsy shop as well. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the next tool. This next tool that we're going to be using for product research is going to be Amazon. And as I mentioned before, Amazon is going to be an extremely helpful resource because it's the biggest e-commerce platform in the world, and definitely in the United States as well. So I always like to start my product research by browsing through their homepage, because just like with Etsy, Amazon is constantly selecting the best-selling products, the top-rated products, or newly released product ideas for people to shop straight from their homepage. So I always like to browse through right now because it's going to be Father's Day soon. Obviously, they have a whole selection for Father's Day gifts, so they're always going to be centered around a next occasion as well, here on the homepage, just as Etsy is. So I always like going through all of the different types of gifts that they're suggesting for people for the next occasion. And in this case, Father's Day gifts. So I highly encourage you that you do the same. And how I also like using this tool is searching through their bestsellers list and their newly released list. So once we click in one of these options, we'll be able to narrow down here on the left based on our specific categories. And just like with Etsy, Amazon always has this tab right here, which is gift ideas, which I always like to check out, so it can always spark something new during your product research instead of just typing in the keyword that you've already been thinking about. So you can browse through here and find your product category, and Amazon is going to show you the best-selling product within that category, and then you can start analyzing those listings and what they're doing well, how you can maybe get a best-selling product and make it extremely unique and high quality to be able to offer on Etsy. Obviously, I'm not suggesting you to copy any product at all, but I'm encouraging you to look at what's already working and make it significantly better by differentiating, by offering unique aspects about that product. So the other way that I like using Amazon is actually in conjunction with a Google Chrome extension called AMZ Suggestion Expander. So if you're using Google, and I think they also have it for Firefox, but what you can do is just search AMZ Suggestion Expander, Google Chrome, and you're going to be able to add it to your Google Chrome extensions, and it's completely free. So if you go back to Amazon, you're going to see that if you start using the search bar right here, you can search for anything that you want, and then you're going to see the magic happen. So let's say I'm interested in hair accessories. So for example, I can do hair, And then automatically, AMZ Suggestion Expander is going to give me all of these ideas with keywords. And we're especially going to use this tool during our keyword research method, where we're going to start gathering keywords to optimize our product listings with. But it's extremely helpful for product research as well. So just with the word hair, you can see so many different options. And because I want hair accessories, I'm going to go ahead and add another word to it. So accessories. So as you can see, it starts giving you ideas with other words before hair accessories. So for example, bridal or girls or wedding or gold hair accessories, and keywords after as well. So hair accessories for wedding, for example. So you can just click on one of these keywords, and then it's going to show you Amazon results for that. Or what you can do too is continue to use this tool with more and more specific items. So for example, hair scarves. There you go. And now you have a lot more ideas. Hair scarves with elastic, women's hair scarves, satin or silk. So now you can start maybe narrowing down the materials that you would be using based on domain. So that's wonderful that AMZ Suggestion Expander actually is suggesting you keywords based on Amazon searches. So that's validation to you that these keywords have high demand. And also one thing I forgot to mention is that you can also see Amazon suggestions for that. So if you didn't have the Google Chrome extension, this is what you would be seeing when you type hair scarves. And then from here on, these are suggestions from the extension. So I really love this tool. So be sure to gather all of your product ideas and write them down, as I said before. And I want to show you the last way that I like using Amazon, which is by going to Amazon Handmade. So that's amazon.com/handmade. And these are going to be only handmade products. It's a somewhat new section on Amazon. And here we're going to find products that are very similar to products that are offered on Etsy. Because there's so much, not only handmade, but very unique product on Etsy. If you want to sell those on Amazon, most likely that's the category that you would choose, would be the handmade category. So just like we did with the Amazon.com homepage, you can scroll down and look through the homepage of the Amazon Handmade to get some ideas. You can shop by category only on handmade items. And on the top here, you're going to see Amazon picks based on latest trends and occasions, as you can see. And you can also search through these categories. So as you notice, these categories are now very similar to Etsy categories from their homepage. And that's validation that the types of products that are successful on Amazon Handmade could very well be really successful on Etsy as well. So I would encourage you to go through and start looking through the niche that you're interested in, as well as just using the search bar, making sure that you have this handmade category selected here. So the results that show up are only going to be in the handmade category. And then obviously when you have the AMZ Suggestion Expander, you're going to get those keyword suggestions as well. So for example, if you want candles, there you go. You also have some suggestions here, and it's going to be less because it's only based on handmade products. So you can go through step by step, as we already mentioned before. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and let's go ahead and keep going to the next video. Not many people know about Redbubble, and it's actually a type of marketplace to where you can shop items here as well. But I love coming here to actually get ideas for products and design, and it's specifically helpful if you're selling print-on-demand products. So a quick way that you can do about that is by going through categories. So let's say you're going to be offering some sort of clothing. So I would go ahead and go to, let's say, t-shirts, and then look through all of their wonderful designs. You can narrow it down by women's and men's t-shirts. But I love that they have all of these different themes, which goes really well with the types of products that are successful on Etsy. So for example, funny. Let's do funny t-shirts. So it could be saying, or for example, let's say we want to do something to do with games. I pause my game to be here. I love it. So you can go ahead and see all of the game t-shirts or all of the t-shirts, however you want to narrow down. But as I said, it's a wonderful tool for product inspiration, specifically design related. You can go here and see as well wall art and art prints. So if you're doing printables, you can definitely get some wonderful ideas from this as well. And actually one category that I love looking at it is gifts. So as we mentioned before, Etsy loves gifts. So I love coming here because it's going to be a mix of different products, and I can quickly get an overview of a product that could be really successful on Etsy as well. So they also pick these different options based on the person that it's going to be receiving, or based on different themes as well, just like you can see here. And then the other tool that I wanted to show you guys that is also really great for merchandise is Teespring. And Teespring is actually a company that you can partner with, and they will actually be the one printing and fulfilling those orders. But specifically for your Etsy shop, if you do want to do print on demand, there are two other companies that I would highly recommend that you would go with one of them. So with Teespring, we're actually going to be using to explore some of their designs. So you can scroll down from their homepage and click on Discover. And then from here, you can filter from the type of clothing or the type of item, or by theme as well. So for example, if you want adventure, you can see here that a lot of their successful designs have mountains on them. So it's up to you to develop a strategy. Maybe you want to stay away from mountains. There's already so many options out there. Or you want to incorporate them somehow because it's a really successful graphic that resonates well with people who are interested in adventure. So you can come here and go through the different pages and look through all of the different options. You can also filter by the type of apparel. So let's say you want to focus on offering just hoodies, for example. Then you can sort by that and see all of the different designs that are being successful on Teespring. There are hoodies. So you can see a lot of the adventure, really nice graphics. I don't see a lot of words. I see maybe one here and a mix of words and graphics here, but it looks like for hoodies, a lot of graphics are really successful. So definitely some wonderful ideas that can get your brain going into the product that you're going to be offering. Be sure that you write down everything that you've been researching, all of the different ideas, even if you don't think you're going to develop them now. Maybe you want to do it later. And then what you can do is actually save the links to specific designs that you like or that you wanted to reference for whatever product idea that you have. So I hope this was helpful, and without further ado, let's get to the next video. The last product research tool that we're going to be using is Alibaba. And as I mentioned before, Alibaba is specifically a great resource if you want to sell products that are mass-produced, because you're not only going to get product ideas here, but you can also connect with suppliers that manufacture these products in bulk so that you can order from them and then sell on your Etsy shop. Now, I will say that the majority of the results here are products manufactured in China. You will be able to filter results based on the different countries that the products are manufactured. So if you only want products manufactured in the USA, you can filter results by that as well. But the majority of products offered here are going to be made in China. So this tool is actually very similar to Amazon or Etsy, as it is a marketplace. But instead of buying just one product at a time, the results are going to be suppliers that can manufacture that product in bulk, as I mentioned. However, I really like this tool for product research as well, because a lot of the products offered here are based on successful products in different platforms, including Amazon, Etsy, or people who do drop shipping or any other kind of e-commerce channels. So just like with the other marketplaces, I always love looking through their homepage you can get some quick ideas based on new arrival, top ranked products, and whatnot. But I also like to just go ahead and use the search bar. So for this example, let's say I want to sell coasters. You can go ahead and type in the search bar and then start looking through the results. So I see that there's some marble coasters, some cork coasters. Let's see what else. Some double-sided coasters. I really like that idea. Silicone, wood, or bamboo. I love that. I specifically like these marble coasters. So let's see, for example, if I update my search to just marble coasters. All right, so right away, I already like the product ideas that I see because it looks like very unique design, way beyond what you would expect with marble coasters like this. So if I keep scrolling down, I love these. These seem like they would do really well on Etsy. And then something that I love about Alibaba is because you not only can find wonderful product ideas, but through Alibaba, you would find suppliers that can actually manufacture this product for you. And the best part is that you can not only source products just like you see in the product listings here, but you can actually work with your supplier to develop very unique products. So maybe you want it in different shapes like this, or maybe you want to mix different types of marbles. You can also work with your suppliers to develop really nice packaging and put your brand on it. So you have the ability to make this a very unique product that can be very successful on Etsy. And it's worth mentioning that products that are manufactured in China usually have the connotation of being cheap products. And the truth is that you can absolutely source cheap products from China, but you can also source high quality products. As a matter of fact, some of the most expensive products that you and me buy, like iPhones or Nike shoes, these are made in China. So what you can do is actually, as I said, work with your supplier to increase the quality of the materials, increase the quality of the package, and whatnot. And my bet is that it's still going to be less expensive than if you're going to manufacture this within the United States or wherever you're located, even after paying for shipping all the way from China to the country that you're located. And lastly, as I said, if you wanted to source from a different country, you can filter results based on the country that you're interested in. So here, for example, you see that you don't have the option for the USA for this specific product, but for other products, you would have the option to source from suppliers that are based in the US, for example. So if you do want to change the country, you can look so here, but it will be less options of suppliers because the Alibaba Group is a Chinese company, so you're definitely going to be finding more options from suppliers located in China. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave those below, and let's get to the next video. If you decide that you want to offer physical products on your Etsy shop and that you want to purchase them in bulk from a manufacturer or supplier, then you might be interested in our other course here on Udemy that covers everything from sourcing to shipping your products from China all the way to the United States or wherever you're located. Now, that course is specifically to Amazon FBA sellers, so we mentioned that a lot throughout the course. However, the majority of the content completely applies if you want to sell those products here on your Etsy shop as well. So if you're interested, I'm going to be leaving the link in the resources below, but obviously no pressure at all. I just wanted to mention in case you want to get a more in-depth overview of how you could go about sourcing products from suppliers outside of the United States, specifically using the Alibaba tool. So with that being said, let's keep going. Before you start creating or selling any products on your Etsy shop, it's extremely important that you validate that product and make sure that you're not breaking any rules or you're not infringing on any trademark, patent, or copyright laws. So first and foremost, you definitely want to be checking out the Etsy prohibited products list. So if you follow this link that I provided, and I'm also going to be linking the resources below, you'll be able to read all about the prohibited and restricted products on Etsy and make sure that you're not selling anything like that, any kind of alcohol, drugs, mature content, or anything like that. Next, I'm going to be giving you some resources that you can use for you to check on trademark, patents, and and copyright laws to make sure that you're not infringing on anything. And as I've done it before, I'm also going to be providing a file with all of the links of the tools that I'm going to be talking about in this video, and that's going to be in the resources below. So some of the resources you can use are Trademarkia, so going to that website and looking for the different designs, logos, or types of products that you want to be selling, or even your business name, things like that, to be sure that you're not infringing on anything. Also, the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office, as well as the US Copyright Office, and obviously that is specifically if you're selling products within the US. Next, you can be using Google Patents, which is completely free, so I would definitely recommend that you check it out. As I said, any designs, any words, or even some materials that you might be using for specific products, that could all be patented, so you want to be very careful, of course. And then last but not least, you can hire a professional. And obviously, I want to make a disclaimer that I'm not offering any legal advice, and we're not responsible for any rules or laws that you break. So I would highly recommend that you always check with a legal advisor. And what you can do is hire someone, a lawyer, professional, or you can hire a professional to do this patent or trademark check for you. And that is going to be completely your responsibility and their responsibility. But we've actually done this before, and we've hired someone on Fiverr to check on patents for a product that we wanted to sell. So I'll also leave the link to their listing, their Fiverr listing, within the resources below. So I just wanted to make sure I shared this with you guys because it's extremely important. So I hope you found this helpful, and let's go ahead and get to the next video. In this video, we'll be going through an extremely important exercise for you to validate the product that you're wanting to sell so you know that will actually be successful. And that is a competitor analysis. And the reason why this is so important is because you should be looking at what's already being offered to the customers that are going to be researching your kind of product and why they would choose you instead of your competitor that's already selling products there. So make sure that whenever you have a product idea, you follow the next steps for you to make sure that you can offer a unique product that's going to add value to your customer. So first, you're going to be searching for the top competitors using those main keywords during your product research. So for example, for us, we're going to be using bridal shower games or bridal shower game cards. And then look for the ones that have the bestseller banner, as well as the one with the most shop sales, and the ones that are offering your favorite designs, or designs that are similar to the products that you are wanting to offer. Next, we're going to be analyzing several aspects of their listing and see what they're doing well. So for example, their images, their description, their product title, as well as analyzing their reviews and looking at the positive reviews so we see what is making the customer happy and what you think that they're doing well so you can at least be on that same level regarding those similar things. And then we're going to have our ideas to differentiate to offer something even better. And we're going to be doing that by analyzing some negative reviews. And this is such a valuable strategy. A lot of customers will write, for example, even 4-star reviews saying, oh, I love this product, but, and then whatever comes next is the secret for you to know how to differentiate your product so your product does not have that but, does not have anything after I love this product on your product feedback. So we're going to be analyzing those negative reviews, and then next we're going to use a little formula to deduce the number of product sales based on the total shop sales as well as the total reviews and the total specific product reviews, and you will understand that soon when we're going through the exercise. Next, we're going to pay attention on who's buying, and you can analyze that mainly through the reviews because customers who have bought that product come back and then they write reviews. So a lot of times by reading your competitor reviews, you can understand who's buying because this is extremely important for you to know and validate who you're going to be targeting when you're creating your images, when you're creating your product description, everything that you try to communicate about your product, you're going to be thinking about that type of person. And then paying attention on how the product is being used. So again, a lot of times through the reviews, you're going to be able to see how people who are buying that product are using the product the most. Maybe they're using a lot as a gift, or maybe they're using a lot for their home office, or is it for their best friend's wedding, for example, with the bride shower game cards, or a lot of moms are buying it for their daughter's bridal shower parties. So when you analyze that kind of thing, again, that's going to help you really nail down the way that you're going to be creating your images and your copy as well. So we're going to be applying that when we're optimizing our listing in the later module. And then last but not least, I would encourage to actually go ahead and purchase your competitors' products. So you don't have to go and purchase all the products from all of your competitors, but maybe the top one or the top two, the one that you think would have the best product or the most similar to what you may be trying to create. And this way you can analyze the product packaging. If the seller is messaging the customer, how they're doing the customer services or customer care, they won't necessarily be sending a message, but some sellers do. So you can analyze that if they're using product inserts, the shipping speeds, and all that. And this is not, again, at all for you to be copying them in any way, but just so that you can analyze what they're doing well and how you want to differentiate your own products, what you think you can do better. Trust me, that can give you so many ideas when you actually hold and get the product, or if it's a digital download, when you see the whole process of the download, the instruction, and all that. So I would highly encourage you to do that. So So as I said, we are going to be going through this exercise, and what I did was actually create a helpful spreadsheet so you can keep track of all of your competitors and the different aspects of their listing. So you can go ahead and follow this link that I have here that I'm also going to leave in the resources below, and this is what it's going to look like. So once you get here, again, the first thing you should do is go to File and then click on Make a Copy, because otherwise you won't be able to edit this file, and then you can start inputting your own information. And this is actually a really basic spreadsheet, and you can customize it as the best way that will fit your own product. So for example, we have here the shop name, the shop URL. So that's one of the reasons why I created a spreadsheet instead of just giving you a beautiful printable or PDF, is because it'll be useful for you to keep the URL so you can always refer back to it. So you can just click and go. So keep the shop URL in Hindi. Then we're going to analyze the total sales of that shop, because Etsy does give you that information, and the total reviews for the entire shop, as well as the total reviews for the product itself that you're analyzing. And from those numbers, we're going to be able to estimate product sales for just that product by assuming that the same proportion of total sales for the shop to the total reviews would be the total sales for that specific product to the total product reviews. Next, we're going to be analyzing their price, so it's good to keep track of how much they're charging for that product, as well as the product note. So here's an example of a very general feature that you can definitely start manipulating and making it your own to best describe your type of product. So for my product, for example, because there are game cards, maybe my product note is how many cards they're offering for this price. So if it's a set of 10, if it's a set of 25, and you can keep adding columns as well to this competitor analysis, so you can keep more and more data as you like. Next, as I said, we're going, after looking at their listing as well as the reviews, we're going to be looking at some of the positive things that they're doing. So, maybe they have beautiful designs and they have free shipping, beautiful images and all that. And then we're going to be analyzing the negative. So maybe it's very expensive and people are complaining about that in the reviews. Or maybe it's not an edible, printable, something like that. And then after I analyze that, I can write here ideas for differentiation. And then after you analyze at least 5 of your top competitors, then you can really see how your product can be an extremely unique product, top notch, that people searching for this product will have no doubt when comparing yours to your competitors. And they will definitely be choosing yours. So if you're ready for the exercise, we're going to be doing that in the next video. So let's get to it.